Hey, good evening, guys. It's Goose here. Welcome to StockTraders.net watch list. Glad for you guys to join us. Thank you very much. I'm going to get right into it here. And make sure every day I do this, I want to make sure I throw out the disclaimer. Please read the disclaimer above as well as in the YouTube channel. Listen, anything that we're doing every day, this is all for you guys. It's just up for informational purposes, not a solicitation to buy or sell or short or do anything. It's things that I'm looking at, pulling off from charts or things that I'm active on during the day and looking at. But anyway, this is all for informational purposes. Just want to get the disclaimer out of the way so I could dive right into it. I'm trying to shorten these to a little bit less than 8 minutes. Let's see how I do today. But hopefully everybody had a great day today. We had a really good one in the room at StockTraders.net. Hopefully you guys have checked us out. With that being said, I'm going to dive right into the watch list that I have tonight. I'm going to start right off with NIO. So this was an IPO today, and it was a pretty interesting one. Right at the bell when it came out at $6 is where the open was. I think it was priced at $6.26 or so, if I remember correctly. But anyway, it opened at 6. It washed right down, but I got to tell you, it was pulled right back up really fast. And to me, this is acting. Watching other IPOs in the past, like it wants a lot more. So what I'm going to be looking for on this is just going straight into a long on this. I drew a couple things on the fibs here. You can see I'm looking at the 630 level, which was this prior resistance. You can see at the end of the day how it had a nice push through this level and went up. So I'm hoping for a little wash at the open. Just some of these IPOs act funny in the morning. So I'm going to look for a quick wash at the open, maybe down towards that 640, 630 area for a long. And if it wants to come down to today's open, which was the $6, I'm definitely going to be looking at scooping along and thinking this is going to push up into the 7s at some point. I really like the way this acted today. I like where the buyers were, and I'm hoping for some follow through tomorrow. So I'm very excited about it. Another little thing about the IPO, I think it was priced, it was lower priced, I think, a couple times on this thing. So I think it was priced at the very lower end of everything, which can be looked at as a negative in one aspect, but on the other side of it, obviously it was not, it was discounted overall compared to what was originally planned on the pricing. So maybe there will be some buyers around. That's what I'm hoping for, and that to me is what the action told me today. So anyway, going right into my next idea, and that's going to be on PVTL. Let me pull it up here for a second. And this is what I'm looking at. I have a couple things that I'm looking. First of all, it came down pretty heavy after the close here, as you guys could see. And I'm going to look at two areas here on this. First thing I'm going to look at, and this came down on earnings, by the way. And when I looked at these earnings, I didn't think they were all that bad. I mean, it wasn't, it actually, if you could see how it reacted, it actually popped up real fast. I don't know, there was a conference call that brought it down, but anyway, I didn't think they were all that horrible as well as a guidance. So I'm looking for a bounce off this. My first level of interest is obviously going to be off what it did post-market, which is around that 2050 area, maybe a little bit better. We could call it 21, but I'm going to be watching these levels real closely. I'm hoping it kind of consolidates in here when I come in the morning, and I would love a clear of this 22 area that might push it up to where I want. As far as a fade goes, just based on the action post-market, I always got to read the tape. Even though I could think it's a good news or bad news or whatever, reading the tape and just seeing how the market's reacting to it, I would love a push back up into this 2550 area, which if I drew, the fib on it, you'd see was about a retrace to about 60%, I believe it was. And you could see that match right up into this area right in here, which is also be about a weekly pivot as well. So I'll look for a fade if it does push up, pre-market, starts pushing up in that area. I'll start thinking fade, not thinking long on that side. So that's PVTL, definitely be in play for me tomorrow. Switch right over to PRQR. And this was a really good name. We've done really well with this name so far on the long side. But now you can see it gave up quite a bit today on PRQR. So there's a couple areas of interest that I have on this. It's not quite retraced enough for me. I know it's a big give up day, closed on lows, which to me is a negative, which I think could come lower. That all being said, I'm looking still for a long off this 40% area. You can see this prior resist area. I'm going to look at 17 to see if it wants to hold it for a long. That'll be my first area of interest. Obviously, you can see my retraces that I drew. It can come lower, so I'm not going to force it. If it wants to wash through that, give it more time and not try to guess levels. Obviously, my next level of interest is going to be around this 50%, 15-20. But I'm hoping to maybe grab along in the 17 area for a bounce play tomorrow. If it opens up and people, market's strong and it wants to push up at the open, immediately I'm going to look into this 20-30 area. Let me pull up the 5-minute here. You can see by today's action, you can kind of see this level right in here, this 20-30 early on, right up in here as well. Kind of where some previous resistance areas. You can also see that's around the 50% retrace right up in this 2040 area. So that, between that 40 and 50%, a lot of times that it bounces, that's where I kind of begin a position. So it's kind of, if I'm scaling into a position. So that's definitely going to be something that on my list here. PRQR, a fade up in that 2030 area or along in that 17 area. So we'll see what happens with that. Switching right on, NMRD was a low price one today. Man, I feel like I don't know how I missed this today. I had a few really good trades early on, so I think I missed this early pop. And when it came in, by the time I looked at it, I didn't think much was there. And then I saw it come up, do another double top here, and kind of just washed right back down. I'm hoping for some reason this pot wants to pop back up into this 350 to $4 area. I even posted my notes. I think I might even start in this 330 to 350 area as a starter size if it wants to push in the morning. But NMRD, I'll definitely be looking for some a fade on this one. Obviously, you could see it push right into the 200-day. And man, I love when these kind of give back most of the move, which it did on this trade. You could see it gave back almost the whole day. It still closed up, but I mean, it gave back a lot of the gains from being up as high as 4. So NMRD is going to be high on my list for a watch tomorrow. And that's NMRD. Flip over to ARWR. All right, what do we got on ARWR? So this is another one that I'm kind of looking at the retrace side of this. Was another really good name to us. Had a big gap, continuations, have been acting pretty well today. Gave some back, and it's coming into a couple different areas. My first area is going to be right into the 50% retrace, which matches up with the monthly pivot there. That little light blue line's a monthly pivot, and I'm going to look for a possible long bounce there. So that's going to be really my only play on this. The other side of it is if it comes down to 18, right off the whole number, you can see it's pretty close to that old resistance area, and it is a 60% retrace area. So if it wants to push through this, I'll let it go, see how it acts at 18, and see if it wants to curl there for a long. But I am looking strictly at a long opportunity on ARWR. First level of interest is going to be around that 1870 area. Next level will be see how it does off the 18 number, but I'll definitely be looking for a long. I'm hoping it comes in early in the morning and gives me an opportunity there. Lastly, TLRD, Taylor Brands, they came out with some earnings, and I got to tell you, like I looked at these numbers on the surface, and nothing looked impressive. It was gapping up pretty sweet. As you can see, it's already up here. You can see it traded as high as 2680 or so. I drew a couple lines just to show you. This is like the 2770 area. You can see this prior resistance area on the daily. You can see a monthly pivot around 2640, which it's pretty much trading at now. I am definitely, this will be one of my fades tomorrow that I'll be looking at. I'll be looking at both 2650 and 28. 4 fades on this name. I don't buy this. I don't think, I have some funny feelings about the retail sector overall. Obviously, I think that some of that's been priced in already. But just with it, with the numbers that came out, they weren't as impressive as a move like this. So I'm definitely going to be looking to fade this move. I'm hoping to get in. I think this might be one of my better trades tomorrow if I'm right on this. We'll see how it acts again on earnings. If it catches a whole bunch of upgrades in the morning, you got to be aware of that. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at this tomorrow morning. See what this, what everybody else is saying, and seeing if it's being held. If it starts soaking at levels, let it extend some more, then fade it back to VWAP or fade it through VWAP or something like that. So be patient with it. But on TLRD, I definitely will be looking for a fade. And I think there's some really clear areas to fade it off of 2650 and 28 for starters. So anyway, guys, that's it for me tonight. Guys, please come check us out over at stocktraders.net. Hope you guys are liking these watch lists that I'm putting together. If you do, please click on the like button, leave me comments. If you have any questions, I try to check it back with them, or come in the room and shoot me a message to the Goose, and I'll be happy to answer any questions for you guys. I'm always available. Thanks very much, guys. Have a great night. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. Let's have a great day tomorrow. Thank you, guys.